So, good afternoon. Hope the slides are visible. Today we are starting a new topic, that is critical
Good
analysis of Ritu
afternoon, ma'am.
Shodhana, and it's Namaste Kushi. So, if I'm not audible, or if the PPTs are not getting shared properly, please let me know, Kushi. We'll start with this very wonderful topic, that is critical analysis of Ritu Shodhana and its practical application.
Okay, ma'am.
So let us start understanding what it is. Okay, so basics, like what happens, why this Ritu Shodhana and its practical applicability is important in today's era. That is, in spite of having so many treatment modalities, so many systems we have, like naturopathy, we have yoga, we have Reiki, pranic healing, Ayurveda, modern allopathic system, but still why this Ritu Shodhana is so important? Why we think that uh, by following Ritu Shodhana, we can achieve so many things. So let us dive into it. When there is, we know that when there is change in Ritu, it alters the balance between the doshas, dhatus, and malas. It is so clear. See, when you see this chart, right, and we can see that we are now in Varsha Ritu, right? Varsha, and it is changing to Sharat Ritu. So, what happens during this season? Pitta, which was in Sanchaya Avastha, it will go to Prakopa Avastha in Sharad Ritu. Hence, in Sharad Ritu, we can see so many cases of Visarpa, we can see Urdhvagamla Pitta, we can see Pitta Pradhana Vikaras, we can see clearly in this Sharad Ritu. And as the Hemant Ritu comes, we can see that Pitta, it undergoes Prasara or else Prashamana Avastha. The same actually among all these Avastha, Prakopa Avastha, which we have to focus really on. And this is the Ritu, Varsha Ritu, where we can see Vata is attaining Prakopa. And similarly, Kapha, we see that in Vasanta Ritu it attains Prakopa. In Shishir Ritu it starts getting accumulated. It is one thing, it is due to the Ritu itself. One, whatever we follow during that Ritu, it matters. As the Ritu, see, I'll make it little clear. We have Vata Prakopa ka Ritu, right? Varsha Ritu is basically Vata Prakopa in nature. If we consciously follow Ritucharya, we don't allow that Vata to attain Prakopa. Okay, that is Achaya Purvaka Vriddhi. That is, it is because of Ritu there will be little Vata Prakopa, but because we follow Ritu Charya, we are not allowing the Vata to attain a intense level of Prakopa. If we are not following anything, so there are two things now. Due to the Ahita Ahara Vihara, we are making the Vata to attain Prakopa. That is one thing. Second thing is, due to the Rutu itself, due to the Prakriti itself, there will be change in Purusha, which is making the Vata to attain Prakopa. There are two, these are the two things, that is Chaya Purvaka Prakopa and Achaya Purvaka Prakopa. So, wherever there is Chaya Purvaka Prakopa, where we are not following anything, there is influence of Ritu on that person, in such individual, Ritu Shodhana is a must. So, this table makes it very clear, right? These three doshas attain Prakopa in particular Ritus: Vata in Varsha, Pitta in Sharad, and Kapha in Vasanta. And in classics, it is clearly mentioned that Vata, we have to do Basti in Varsha Ritu, we have to do Virechana in Sharad Ritu, and we have to do Vamana in Vasanta Ritu. We have seen that in that is Vamana Vasanta we usually follow, right? In patients who are having Tamakashvasa, who are having Kafaja Vyadis, in such individuals, we are performing this Ritu Shodhana regularly, isn't it? We are in many colleges we have seen they conduct Vamana Vasanta. We ask the patients to wait till the Vasanta Ritu. It is not according to the calendar. We have to assess the Ritu. Now that though in calendar it is Varsha and Sharad Ritu, but actually in the atmosphere it is not at all Varsha, right? So we depend on the Rutu, how it is outside, and we decide Vamana, Virechana, and Basti for that patients. So this is the chart you have to always remember. Vata attends Prakopa in Varsha Ritu, Pitta in Sharad Ritu, and Kapha in Vasanta Ritu. Okay, so now that we know these are the three main rutus, these are called as sadharana rutus, where we have to do Ritu Shodhana. And we know that change in Ritu changes the homeostasis in dosha, dhatu, and malas. Ritucharya brings about that homeostasis. And in this Ritucharya only, they have mentioned that Ritu Shodhana is a must, isn't it? When we read the classics, they mention this Ritu Shodhana and under Ritucharya. Shodhana carried out in accordance, that is, according to the prakopa of doshas, according to Rutu, will eliminate the morbid doshas. What happens during these changes in Rutu Sandhi? There will be dosha, first there will be dosha prakopa. If you are not attending to it, these dosha prakopa, they will make dhatu paka and there will be malasanchaya. This doshapaka will involve dhatu and malas also. Hence, we can expect lots and lots of disease during Rutu Sandhi or during change in the Rutu. We can see innumerable diseases. So only we can see, right? Practically also we can see when there is change in summer to Pravritta or Varsha Ritu, we see that children fall sick, or due to that change in weather, many people respond like they have allergic condition like allergic rhinitis. The intensity of tamakashwasa increases, right? It is because of change in that Ritu. Hence, Shodhana carried out during this change of Ritu will help with the elimination of the particular doshas. Okay, let's go to the next topic where this, let us say, as I explained, Chayapurvaka in need of Shodhana. If we do this Rutu Shodhana, is it not enough? It is enough. But this dosha prakopa, it causes many diseases. For example, the pitta in Sharad Ritu. In this Ritu, if it causes Visarpa, in next Ritu, next year, it might cause some other disease. So, you cannot invite diseases every season, right? So, better to undergo Ritu Shodhana so that we prevent so many diseases. We prevent the dosha prakopa itself. And because of this, in dosha prakopa, there is increased chances of Janapadudvamsa. And don't you think this year we see that there is increased number of pink eye, right? Abhishyanda. And Abhishyanda is one of the Janapadudvamsa as we know. And why it is happening? We are not taking care of the Ritu. And we see that this year there was no much of Varsha Ritu itself. Okay, I just stopped because the recording was stopped. Let me continue. We know that few diseases are kalaja, like as Jara is a kala subhavya vyadhi, right? But Jara which is happening in Madhyama Vaya, which cannot be accepted. If a person, we know nowadays that people are getting gray hairs even at the age of 10, 12, etc. And the wrinkles and age related, that is Sandhi Vata. Earlier only, at the age of 25, 30, if you get if a patient gets Sandhi Vata, it is Akala Jajara. And it is because we are not following few things. It may be Sadvrata, it may be Drutucharya, it may be Dinacharya. You can name it, and that will be the reason here. So Akala Jajara, the related vyadhis to that, maybe graying of hairs, maybe yeah, we were discussing about this Akala Jajara. So anything related to that. If a person gets Sandhivata at the age of 30, it cannot be accepted. And if a person is getting wrinkles at the age of 20, we cannot accept it. So why it is happening? It is because of the improper sleep. It is because of the stress. It is because of not following Rutucharya, Dinacharya, etc. So this is the need for the Ritu Shodhana. And Vyadhis become strong and chronic if you are not following this Ritu Shodhana. I'll give you one example. Um, we have many patients of allergic rhinitis in metropolitan cities now. Patient with sinusitis, Kapha Shirashula, or else we have patients with bronchial asthma or allergic bronchitis. So what we usually do before the season, which is very potent to cause that allergic rhinitis, that is before they enter into this Varsha Rutu and Hemanta Shishira Adi, we see that we improve their immune system. Maybe through Nasya, maybe through Vamana, maybe through Virechana, we improve their immunity. So that during that season, which is very prone to cause that disease, very, very less. We see that. We try to see that they improve their immunity so that they don't fall sick often. But if we don't do Ritu Shodhana before that Ritu steps in, the disease become more strong with every year passing by. Okay, that is one thing. Second thing is, if their immunity is suppressed or if their immunity is not good, then the disease is becoming chronic, and 1 year the disease is Chirakalina Vyadhi, and it becomes more Kashtasadhya, Yapya, and Sadhya. So when we yes, and also we see that because of improved immunity, the disease will not progress into that chronic stage itself. So this is the need of Ritu Shodhana. And this, as I told, Shodhana to be done in Sadharana Ritus. So let me explain what happens when we do this Ritu Shodhana. Okay. So first is Dosha Samyata. When we do Vamana in Vasanta, we are removing that excess Prakupita Kapha. It is not the Prakrita Kapha. We are taking out the Vaikrita Kapha, which is accumulated in the body due to Ritu and also due to the Ahitakara Ahara Vihara which we are following. That Vikrita Kapha is removed. Hence, there will be Dosha Samyata in Vasanta Ritu. Already, Vata and Pitta will be balanced. But the Vikrita Kapha which we see in Varsha Ritu will be removed from the body. Dosha Samyata is done. And we are avoiding all those Kleshmika Vikara which could have been occurred due to that Vaikrita Kapha. Hence, Dhatus will also be balanced, Malas will also be balanced, hence completely there will be Dosha Samyata. And because this dosha is in Samavastha, whatever ahara rasa is formed, that will be prakrita. And due to that ahara rasa, all the dhatus they attain poshana, because ahara rasa is going to do the poshana of dhatu. Hence, by attaining dosha samyata, we are attaining dhatu pushti also. And moreover, by doing that Ritu Shodhana, we are avoiding those seasonal diseases which is very particular for that season. We are avoiding all such seasonal disease, especially the prevention of Nijaroga. Aganturoga we cannot help, right? A person is going by bike and he falls, he attains a bigata. We cannot allow that. We cannot prevent that. Or if a person is that poisoned, we cannot This is Ritu Shodhana is meant for Nija Rogas. And at the end, I will add one more thing on this. Please remember this point. And we know that by doing Shodhana, now I am not talking about Ritu Shodhana. By doing Shodhana, we know that when we see the uh, Falashruti of Shodhana, we see that there are multiple benefits of Shodhana, right? And they tell that it is just like you are nourishing the root, which gives nourishment to leaves, branch, flower, fruits. Like that, by doing Shodhana, we are nourishing our total body, and just by removing the root, we by cutting branches, by cutting the trunk, we are not completely eliminating things, right? We remember this simile. Just like that, just by uprooting the tree itself, just by uprooting the dosha which has attained prakupita avastha, we are balancing everything. We are removing the dosha, prakupita dosha from its root itself. These are the falashruti we read. Along with that, we are improving the immunity so diseases don't become strong and chronic. There will be added benefits like varna, virya, smarana, vichara, and that vijnana, vriddhi, etc. That is, it is not only the physical thing, even the prasanna, buddhi, indriya, etc. will also be attained by doing Ritu Shodhana. And I will add few research things also here. There was one research article where they see that by doing calorie restriction, uh, they have seen that there will be improvement in age-related things. They could see that they could prevent and delay age-related diseases. So, when we do calorie restriction, when we are doing snehapana, we do calorie restriction, right? We allow only peyadi things after sneha. That is, we advise ganji after snehapana, and during vamana, after vamana and virechana, we advise peyadi krama or tarpanadi krama, where we restrict the calorie. So this calorie restriction is the key to prevent delay age-related diseases, which can be achieved by Rutushodhana. Second article which tells ingestion of lipophilic material in substantial amount. This point should be noted. Substantial amount when you ingest lipophilic material, that is when you give snehapana, it is effective in stimulating intestinal excretion of lipophilic environment contaminants. We are exposed to so many contaminants in the environment which are absorbed into the body. Maybe it is in the form of pesticides, or it may be in the form of fragrance in the makeup, or the things we use internally or externally. Those chemicals will be absorbed into the body, those chemicals, those toxic substances. When snehapana is given in a particular dosage, it is effective in stimulation of intestinal excretion. Okay, through intestine, those toxic materials get eliminated, and they are lipophilic. They are attracted by the sneha. Okay, other medium, it may not be possible. When you give it in the medium of sneha, they are capable of taking it, removing it out through intestine, and after, when you give virechana, those toxic materials are removed outside, especially these contaminants which are deposited in the adipose tissue of our body. Hence, for example, I'll tell you one research where one of my junior, she did work on this. That is, in case of hypercholesteremia, increased lipid counts in the blood, um, she checked the lipid levels before giving snehapana. She checked the levels of lipid after snehapana, not after virechana, after snehapana. There was exponential difference in both before snehapana and after snehapana. And the drug used was Murchita Tila Taila for Snehapan, not even Tiktakagrita or Indukantagrita. No, it was simple Murchita Taila which was given for Snehapana, and she checked the serum lipid levels before Snehapana and after Snehapana. We could see a lot of difference with that. Hence, there will this Snehapana, it attracts lipophilic contents in adipose tissue, and it gets removed from the body once we do either vamana or virechana. Okay, so this was one research material which I wanted to share with all of you with you. And there was one more study which showed that snehapana reduced serum level of DDE, PCB, beta HCH, etc. significantly. These are all the toxic substances which can do harm to our body. Uh, they did this study. That is, before Snehapana, they studied the serum level of these chemicals, and after Snehapana, they saw that there was reduced levels of these constituents significantly before and after. Okay, and now coming to the classical things, why we need to apply this Ritu Shodhana. In classic it is then there are chances of santarpanajanya vyadhi, or there are metabolic disorders which are mentioned, that rutu viparyaya, if a person is not following um, the pathya and apatya told for that rutu, he'll end up with certain diseases. And few example we could see are atistolya, meha, kushta, or other metabolic disorders which are mentioned in the classics. And this is one important thing. The impacts of accumulated environmental pollutants can also be lessened, as I mentioned previously. For example, uh, we know that during winter, the cases of bronchial asthma, allergic bronchitis are more in nature. One reason for that is the um, mist or the fog which gets accumulated, and also the pollution plays a very important role in respiratory disorders. So when we do Ritu Shodhana, the impacts of that, whatever accumulated environmental pollutants are there inside the lungs or in the respiratory system, we effectively remove that, so that the patient feels better after the Ritu Shodhana. And as we mentioned, that is Akalaja Jara, which actually, see, uh, like these both things have to be balanced. That is the physical thing and the mental thing. And people want to age gracefully, no matter what. They want to look good. They want their physique to be good. They want to be fit for a longer time, right? So, Rutu Shodhana helps in graceful aging. If I have a relative who is around 50 years or 55 years, who tells me that he cannot climb one floor, right? I stay in first floor, and if he tells that I cannot come to your house because I cannot climb, it's very awful, and also it feels hurt, right? But if it, if he tells that it's just first floor, I can just walk just like that, I can climb steps, no problem. It is graceful aging, that his joints are so well lubricated, his snayu, khandara, etc., are helping him with great movement. That is wonderful, right? So, Rutu Shodhana helps in that graceful aging. Then we are in the era of pollution, adulterated toxic food consumption, bioaccumulation of pesticides, and we are known to consume viruddha and apatya ahara. We just a few days back, I saw in one of the cookery show that one lady was preparing sabji with apple. Okay, and um, a fruit which can be had just like that. What is the need of preparing a sabji out of it? We don't know. Maybe we are used to that concept of preparing everything new, coming out with new ideas, thinking out of the box. We have made it a habit now. Okay? But certain things, they are good as such. Naturally, they are good. You need not, just like they tell, right? When we um, when we see this fair and lovely advertisement and all, yeah, uh, cream, it may change her fairer, it may make her skin fairer, but the inner beauty what she has will remain the same, whether she uses that or not. So when we want to change certain things, the quality might not be the same. Hence, we are consuming so much of viruddhahara in the name of thinking out of the box, in the name of creativity, etc. We are consuming so much of viruddhahara and apatyahara. So this is where we need Ritushodhana. Though we cannot avoid these things in many instances, when we are working for an institution, when we are for example, I think that um, experimenting may not be right all the times. But not every mother will think like that. She thinks that banana is good for muscles, milk is very good for health. So let me make milkshake. Let me make some smoothie, which will help my son with his activities. So that child will not know whether this food what his mother or her mother is giving is satmya to is good or pathya to him or not. So they have to continue this. What we can suggest to such children or to such parents are, okay, you may not know which is good for your child or not. So once in a while get yourself this ritu shodhana done, so that whatever viruddhahara, patyahara or pesticides they are getting inside your body get cleansed, right? So ritu shodhana will play a great role in cancer prevention and management. We have seen that in many studies which are getting carried, means which they are doing now, um, they have enrolled many patients who are in first stage, second stage and third stage, where shodhana is repeated depending on the rutu. Do not be the uttama vega, but with mild shodhana, mrudu virechana, they are seeing that the patients are seeing wide variety of advantages with that. So you can name anything which like autoimmune disease, you can say stress related diseases, etc. Where we are not getting enough results, better to follow this Ritu Shodhana and see um, wonderful results. So uh, this Ritu Shodhana is having multiple benefits, but only when we follow it according to the classics. When we follow it according to classics, we can see a wonderful result. And uh, see, especially I think this Ritu Shodhana, it carries meaning when there is Ritu Sandhi, and also when there is Ritu Sandhi according to Ayana also. um, when there is changing in Varsha to Sharad Ritu, there will be certain changes. When there is change in Ayana, Uttarayana to Dakshinayana, there will be lot of changes in body and also in Ritu. We know that Prakriti Purusha Siddhanta, right? Whatever change happens in Prakriti, the same will happen to Purusha also. So to avoid such major changes, it is better to undergo this Ritu Shodhana. And I would like to tell you few things. Just give me some time. If you have any doubt, let me know. I would like to share few more points. Just give me some time. In between, if you have any doubt, let me know. I just went through few articles which I wanted to share. And we also know that when we pass from one Rutu to other Rutu, we cannot immediately just change the rules, right? We have to, it has to be Kramena Seveta Karmashachatropadishyate. That is, it has to be gradual. The change should be very gradual, right? That is one thing I wanted to share. That is, whatever changes we do, it has to be gradual. Though, um, and for this Ritu Shodhana, I would like to tell, because it is a critical analysis, not that everybody has to undergo Ritu Shodhana. It is not possible. So you have to analyze whether the patient what you have is fit for Shodhana. And if he is not fit, we know that Shamana would also help. But we have to advise both wherever possible. If a patient is having enough time, if he believes in the science, if his condition is really indicated for Shodhana, we have to go. But in many cases, it might not be. In case of children, allergic bronchitis is there, or tamakashvasa is there, we cannot actually um, do virechana and vamana for children, but their shamana has to be um, advised. Not that rutu is advised for virechana, you give virechana to all. No, here arha people should be, arha patient should be given. Anahara should be followed, means advised Shamana Chikitsa only. And it is one of the Apunarbhava Chikitsa, right? Ritu Shodhana is also one of the Apunarbhava Chikitsa. And when we do Virechana and when we do Vamana or Basti, we see that the absorption of the nutrients from the gut is so much enhanced that the internal immunity is built very well, and also the strength of the patient gradually increases. So when a patient who is having gut problems, or when he is having malabsorption syndrome, or he is undergoing many patients come to us saying, telling that though I consume good quality of food, organic food, I am not gaining weight, or my immunity is less. In such individual, you have to suggest this Ritu Shodhana. So other things, if it is there, I would like to add it in the next class. Okay, if you have any doubt, please let me know. Yeah, so this is all about Ritu Shodhana, and why it has to be adopted and how. So yeah, let me end the class because you don't have any doubts. And next class we'll meet with the new topic. Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.